Welcome. Today, we're diving into the art of state calls, those crucial conversations that can shape business relationships and outcomes. Whether you're new to state calls or looking to refine your approach, this video will guide you through what to say, how to say it, and why each step matters. We'll break down a proven script, explore key techniques, and help you build confidence for your next important call. Let's get started by understanding what a state call is and why it's so vital in professional communication. A state call is a formal or semi-formal conversation, often between business partners, clients, or colleagues, where the current status of a project, deal, or relationship is discussed. These calls are opportunities to align expectations, address concerns, and set the tone for future collaboration. Understanding the purpose of a state call helps you prepare and approach the conversation with clarity and confidence. Next, let's look at the key objectives you should keep in mind before making a state call. Before you pick up the phone, it's important to clarify your objectives. Are you updating a client, resolving an issue, or seeking feedback? Clear objectives help you stay focused and ensure the call is productive. Write down your main goals and any questions you want answered. This preparation not only boosts your confidence, but also demonstrates professionalism to the person on the other end. Now, let's move on to the first step of the script, the greeting. Every successful state call begins with a warm, professional greeting. This sets a positive tone and helps build rapport. Start by addressing the person by name and expressing appreciation for their time. For example, you might say, "Hi, Alex. Thanks for taking the time to speak with me today." A friendly opening makes the other person feel valued and sets the stage for a productive conversation. Next, let's see how to introduce the purpose of your call. After your greeting, it's important to clearly state the purpose of your call. This helps manage expectations and keeps the conversation on track. You might say, "I wanted to touch base regarding the progress on our current project," or "I'd like to discuss some feedback you shared last week." Being upfront about your intentions shows respect for the other person's time and helps both parties focus on the main topics. Now, let's talk about how to transition into the main discussion. A smooth transition from your introduction to the main topics keeps the conversation flowing naturally. Use phrases like, "To get started, I'd like to review our current status," or "Let's dive into the main points." This signals to the other person that you're organized and ready to address the key issues. Effective transitions also help reduce any awkwardness and make the call feel more like a collaborative discussion. Next, let's discuss how to present updates or information. When sharing updates, be concise and factual. Focus on the most important points and avoid overwhelming the listener with too much detail. For example, "Since our last call, we've completed the initial design phase and are now moving into development." Use bullet points or a brief summary to highlight progress, challenges, and next steps. This approach keeps the conversation efficient and ensures everyone is on the same page. Now, let's look at how to handle questions or concerns. It's natural for the other party to have questions or concerns during a state call. Listen actively and respond thoughtfully. If you don't have an immediate answer, acknowledge the question and commit to following up. For example, "That's a great question. I'll check with the team and get back to you by tomorrow." This shows you value their input and are committed to resolving issues. Next, let's discuss how to invite feedback and foster open communication. Encourage open dialogue by inviting feedback. Ask questions like, "Do you have any suggestions or concerns about our current approach?" Or, "Is there anything you'd like us to address moving forward?" This not only helps you identify potential issues early, but also makes the other person feel heard and respected. Open communication is key to building trust and ensuring long-term success. Next, let's see how to summarize the discussion before closing the call. Before ending the call, take a moment to summarize the key points discussed. Recap any decisions made, action items assigned, and next steps agreed upon. For example, to recap, we'll finalize the design by Friday, and I'll send you an update on the budget by next week. This ensures everyone leaves the call with a clear understanding of what's expected. Now, let's talk about how to close the call professionally. A professional closing leaves a lasting impression. Thank the person for their time and reiterate your appreciation for their input. You might say, "Thanks again for your insights today. I appreciate your partnership." End with a positive note, such as, "I look forward to our next update." This reinforces goodwill and sets the stage for future collaboration. Next, let's review a sample script that puts all these elements together. Let's walk through a sample script, starting with the greeting. "Hi, Taylor. Thanks for joining the call today. I appreciate you making time for this update." Notice how the greeting is warm, personal, and sets a positive tone. This approach helps build rapport and makes the conversation more comfortable for both parties. Next, we'll see how to introduce the purpose of the call in the script. Next, introduce the purpose. "I wanted to touch base on our current project and discuss any updates or concerns you might have." This statement is clear and direct, letting the other person know exactly why you're calling. Being upfront with your intentions helps manage expectations and keeps the conversation focused. Now, let's see how to transition smoothly to the main discussion. For a smooth transition, you might say, "To get started, I'll share a quick update on our progress." This signals the shift from introduction to discussion and keeps the call organized. Using transition phrases helps guide the conversation and makes it easier for everyone to follow along. Next, let's look at how to present updates in the script. When presenting updates, keep it concise. Since our last call, we've completed the initial design and are now moving into development. We're on track for our deadlines. This approach highlights progress without overwhelming details. Summarizing key points helps the listener stay engaged and informed. Now, let's see how to handle questions or concerns in the script. If questions arise, respond thoughtfully. "That's a great question. I'll check with the team and follow up with you by tomorrow." This shows you're attentive and committed to resolving any issues. Acknowledging questions and providing a clear follow-up plan builds trust and keeps the conversation productive. Next, let's see how to invite feedback in your script. Encourage input by asking, "Do you have any suggestions or concerns about our current approach?" This invites honest feedback and shows you value the other person's perspective. Open-ended questions foster collaboration and help identify potential improvements. Next, let's see how to summarize the discussion in your script. Wrap up the call by summarizing. To recap, we'll finalize the design by Friday, and I'll send you an update on the budget by next week. This ensures everyone is clear on the next steps and responsibilities. Summarizing at the end of the call helps prevent misunderstandings and keeps projects on track. Now, let's see how to close the call in your script. End with appreciation. Thanks again for your time today. I look forward to our next update. A positive closing leaves a strong impression and reinforces your commitment to the partnership. This simple gesture can make a big difference in how the call is remembered. Next, let's discuss tips for adapting your script to different situations. Every state call is unique, so it's important to adapt your script to fit the situation. Consider the relationship, the urgency of the topic, and the preferences of the person you're speaking with. For example, a call with a long-term client may be more informal, while a first-time call with a new partner should be more structured. Flexibility and empathy go a long way in making your calls effective. Next, let's look at how to handle difficult conversations. Sometimes, state calls involve tough topics like delays, budget issues, or disagreements. Approach these conversations with honesty and empathy. Acknowledge the issue, take responsibility where appropriate, and focus on solutions. For example, we've encountered a delay due to unforeseen circumstances, but here's our plan to get back on track. Being transparent builds trust, even in challenging situations. Next, let's discuss the importance of active listening. Active listening is crucial during state calls. Show you're engaged by paraphrasing what the other person says, asking clarifying questions, and giving verbal cues like "I understand" or "that makes sense." This not only helps you fully grasp their perspective, but also makes them feel valued. Active listening can prevent misunderstandings and strengthen your professional relationships. Next, let's talk about managing time during your calls. Respecting everyone's time is a sign of professionalism. Start and end your state calls on schedule and keep the conversation focused on the agenda. If the discussion goes off track, gently steer it back by saying, "Let's circle back to our main topic." Good time management shows you value the other person's schedule and helps maintain a positive working relationship. Next, let's look at the importance of follow-up after the call. After the call, send a brief follow-up email summarizing the main points, decisions, and next steps. This reinforces accountability and ensures everyone is aligned. A simple message like, "Thanks for your time today. Here's a summary of our discussion and the next steps," can make a big difference. Timely follow-up demonstrates reliability and keeps projects moving forward. Next, let's discuss how to handle unexpected questions during a call. If you're caught off guard by a question, don't panic. It's perfectly acceptable to say, "That's a great question. I'll need to check on that and get back to you." This shows honesty and a commitment to providing accurate information. Avoid guessing or giving incomplete answers. Handling surprises with composure builds credibility and trust. Next, let's look at the role of tone and body language, even on phone calls. Even on phone calls, your tone of voice and body language matter. Smile while you speak, it comes through in your voice and makes you sound more approachable. Sit up straight and use gestures as you would in person. This helps you sound more energetic and engaged. Positive tone and confident posture can make your words more persuasive and your message clearer. Next, let's discuss the importance of preparation before every state call. Preparation sets the stage for a successful state call. Review your notes, gather any necessary documents, and outline your main talking points. Anticipate possible questions or concerns and plan your responses. Being well prepared helps you stay confident and ensures the conversation stays productive. Next, let's talk about the value of setting an agenda before the call. Share a brief agenda before the call to help everyone prepare and stay focused. This could be as simple as, we'll cover project updates, address any concerns, and outline next steps. An agenda sets expectations and makes the call more efficient. It also shows respect for everyone's time and helps prevent important topics from being overlooked. Next, let's discuss the importance of clarity in your communication. Clear communication is essential for effective state calls. Use simple language, avoid jargon, and confirm understanding by asking, "Does that make sense?" or "Any questions so far?" Clarity reduces confusion and ensures everyone is on the same page. When everyone understands the discussion, decisions are easier to make and follow through. Next, let's look at how to handle multiple participants on a call. When multiple people are on the call, it's important to facilitate the discussion so everyone has a chance to speak. Introduce participants at the start and guide the conversation by inviting input from each person. For example, let's hear from Sarah on the design update. Managing group dynamics ensures all voices are heard and the call remains productive. Next, let's discuss how to document the outcomes of your call. Take notes during the call to capture key points, decisions, and action items. This documentation is invaluable for future reference and helps prevent misunderstandings. After the call, share your notes with all participants to confirm accuracy and accountability. Well-documented calls keep everyone aligned and projects on track. Next, let's look at how to use technology to enhance your state calls. Use technology to make your state calls more effective. Tools like video conferencing, screen sharing, and collaborative documents can enhance communication and make it easier to share information. Choose the right platform for your needs and make sure everyone is comfortable using it. Technology can bridge gaps and make remote collaboration seamless. Next, let's discuss the importance of confidentiality during state calls. Confidentiality is critical, especially when discussing sensitive topics. Remind participants if the call is being recorded and ensure that private information is handled appropriately. Set clear boundaries about what can be shared outside the call. Respecting confidentiality builds trust and protects your organization's interests. Next, let's talk about the value of empathy in professional conversations. Empathy is a powerful tool in any conversation. Show understanding for the other person's perspective, especially if they're facing challenges or frustrations. Simple phrases like, "I understand how that could be frustrating," can go a long way. Empathy helps de-escalate tension and fosters a collaborative atmosphere. Next, let's discuss how to handle disagreements professionally during a state call. Disagreements are inevitable, but they can be managed constructively. Listen to the other person's viewpoint, acknowledge their concerns, and seek common ground. Use phrases like, "I see your point, and here's my perspective." Focus on solutions rather than blame. Professional handling of disagreements can strengthen relationships and lead to better outcomes. Next, let's look at how to end calls on a positive note, even after tough discussions. No matter how challenging the conversation, always end on a positive note. Thank the other person for their time and contributions, and express optimism about moving forward. This leaves the door open for future collaboration and helps maintain goodwill. A positive closing can turn even difficult calls into opportunities for growth. Next, let's discuss the importance of consistency in your communication style. Consistency builds trust and reliability. Use a similar structure and tone for each state call so participants know what to expect. This predictability makes calls more efficient and reduces anxiety for everyone involved. Consistent communication also helps reinforce your professional image. Next, let's look at how to continuously improve your state call skills. After each state call, take a moment to reflect on what went well and what could be improved. Ask for feedback from colleagues or participants if appropriate. Continuous improvement helps you refine your approach and become more effective over time. Small adjustments can lead to big gains in your communication skills. Next, let's discuss the value of practicing your script before important calls. Practice makes perfect. Rehearse your script before important state calls, either alone or with a colleague. This helps you become more comfortable with the flow and wording and allows you to adjust your tone and pacing. Practicing also helps reduce nerves and ensures you sound confident and professional. Next, let's look at how to handle technical difficulties during a call. Technical issues can happen to anyone. If you experience problems with your phone or conferencing software, stay calm and communicate clearly. Let participants know you're working to resolve the issue and provide an estimated time for reconnection. Having a backup plan, such as an alternate phone number or platform, can help minimize disruptions. Next, let's discuss the importance of cultural sensitivity on state calls. When working with people from different backgrounds, be mindful of cultural differences in communication styles, expectations, and etiquette. Take time to learn about your counterpart's preferences and adapt your approach as needed. Cultural sensitivity fosters respect and helps avoid misunderstandings. It's an important part of building strong, diverse, professional relationships. Next, let's look at how to use positive language throughout your state calls. Positive language can make a big difference in how your message is received. Focus on solutions and opportunities rather than problems. For example, instead of saying, "We can't meet that deadline," try, "We're working to find the best way to meet your needs." Positive language encourages collaboration and keeps the conversation constructive. Next, let's discuss the importance of being concise in your communication. Time is valuable, so keep your communication concise and to the point. Avoid unnecessary details and focus on the main message. Conciseness helps prevent confusion and keeps the call moving efficiently. If you need to provide more information, offer to send a follow-up email with additional details. Next, let's look at how to end your state call with confidence. End your state call with confidence by summarizing the discussion, confirming next steps, and expressing appreciation. A confident closing leaves a strong impression and reinforces your professionalism. Remember, every call is an opportunity to strengthen relationships and drive results. Next, let's wrap up with a final summary of key takeaways from this video. To recap, successful state calls rely on preparation, clear communication, active listening, and a positive, professional attitude. Use the script structure we've discussed: greeting, stating purpose, sharing updates, inviting feedback, summarizing, and closing to guide your conversations. Adapt your approach as needed and always strive for continuous improvement. With these tips and a reliable script, you'll be ready to handle any state call with confidence and skill.